Hello, everyone. My name is Bruce Fry, and this is a project for Agribusiness 1120 Leadership in Agribusiness. Today, I'm going to walk you through a real world example of strong leadership in agriculture, and then share how these same ideas apply to my own growth as a leader. The focus is Will Harris and White Oak Pastures and how his story lines up with the five practices from the leadership challenge, the presentation overview. Here's a quick look at how we'll spend the next few minutes. First, I'll introduce Will Harris and the situation he faced on his family farm in Georgia. Then we'll look at how he put several of the five practices into action. After that, I'll share my own core leadership values, where I feel strongest, where I still need work, and the kind of leader I hope to become in agriculture. Let's get started. Background: Will Harris and White Oak Pastures. Will Harris is a fourth generation farmer in Bluffton, Georgia. He took over the family farm in the late 1970s and early 80s. At first, he followed the common industrial path: lots of chemicals, confinement, livestock, and growing debt. By the mid 1990s, the farm was in serious trouble and close to bankruptcy. That pressure forced him to make a hard choice. He decided to walk away from the conventional system and rebuild the whole operation around regenerative, uh, pasture based principles. That decision set the stage for everything that followed. The leadership challenge: the situation we faced was tough. The farm was deep in debt from chemicals, equipment, and low commodity prices. Family and neighbors thought he was crazy for changing course. There was no clear roadmap. He had to learn holistic management, soil health, and direct marketing as he went. He was risking everything on a vision most people around him didn't understand yet. This is exactly the kind of moment where real leadership is tested. He had to model the way, paint a clear vision, challenge the old process, and bring others along with him. Practice one: model the way. The first practice is model the way. Will clarified a set of core values: land stewardship, animal welfare, honesty with customers, and building a legacy worth passing on, not just chasing profit. He didn't just talk about those values, he lived them. He worked side by side with his team in the fields and in the processing plant. He made expensive decisions that lined up with his beliefs, even when it hurt short term cash flow. For example, refusing routine antibiotics. He was also open about struggles and mistakes, instead of pretending everything was perfect. That honesty built trust with employees, customers, and other farmers. Trust became the foundation of the whole brand. Practice two: inspire a shared vision. Next is inspire a shared vision. Will painted a clear picture of the future he wanted: a farm that regenerates the soil, treats animals humanely, produces nutrient dense food, and connects people directly to the land and the farmers who care for it. He brought his family along gradually by showing them early wins: healthier animals, better soil, and the first loyal customers. He invited chefs and everyday customers out to the farm for tours and dinners so they could see and feel the vision themselves. Over time, he made the vision bigger than just one farm. He talks and writes about regenerating rural economies and healing the land for the next generation. People don't just buy his meat, they buy into the bigger story. Practice three: challenge the process. Challenge the process is about searching for opportunities and experimenting. Will refuse to accept that's how we've always done it. Um, he questioned industrial farming at every level, from the soil to the way product was sold. He experimented with multi species rotational grazing, on farm processing, composting, cover crops, and livestock breeds that actually thrived on pasture. Some of those experiments failed and cost money. He treated the failures as information instead of reasons to quit. He also created new business models when the old ones stopped working: direct to consumer sales, agritourism, value added products, and partnerships. That willingness to keep testing and adapting is what turned White Oak Pastures into a living example. Other farmers now visit and learn from, enable others to act, and encourage the heart. Two more practices go together here. Enable others to act means building a strong team culture where people feel ownership, not just like hired hands. We'll invest in training so as people can grow and bring their own ideas. He partners with other farmers and organizations to share knowledge and grow the regenerative agriculture community. Encourage the Heart is about recognition and connection to purpose. So he publicly celebrates wins, big and small. He helps people see that their daily work is about more than raising animals. It's about healing the land and feeding families well. That combination of empowerment and genuine appreciation has helped him keep a loyal team in an industry that often struggles with labor, results, impact, and lessons. Today, White Oak Pastures is a thriving, diversified business that employs over 100 people and generates millions in protein revenue through meat sales, agritourism, and value added products. It is nationally recognized as a leader in regenerative agriculture. The biggest leadership lessons for me are these: leadership is a long game. Will stay true to his values through years of doubt and financial pressure. When you model the way and inspire a shared vision, people will follow you through uncertainty. Challenging the process is not reckless risk taking, it is smart experimentation in service of your values. And enabling and encouraging others multiplies your impact far beyond what one person can do alone. My core leadership values. Now, shifting to part two, my personal reflection. My core leadership values are stewardship, integrity and transparency, resilience, community and collaboration, and lifelong learning. Stewardship means treating the land, animals, and people as a long term responsibility. Integrity means being honest even when it's uncomfortable. Resilience is keeping going when plans fall apart, something I've learned from the military, family, and personal challenges. This semester, I've tried to live those values in group projects by making sure everyone's voice is heard on our family farm and with the bees, by paying attention to soil and animal care, and by staying committed even on hard days when school, family, and farm work all pile up. Confident practices, challenging practices, and growth plan. I feel most confident with Model the Way and Encourage the Heart. Leading by example and recognizing other people's efforts comes fairly naturally to me. The practices I find more challenging are Inspire a Shared Vision and Challenge the Process. I tend to focus on the immediate tasks in front of me rather than painting a bigger future or taking bold risks. My plan to improve is straightforward. I'll read one leadership book each new semester and talk about it with a mentor or peer. In group projects, I'll practice starting meetings by reminding everyone why the work matters. Each month, I'll take one small risk, try a new method on the farm, and I'll keep a short weekly journal so I can see what I'm doing well and where I still need to grow. The leader I hope to become, looking ahead, I hope to become a leader who helps build a stronger, more sustainable, and more resilient agricultural community in Georgia and beyond, starting right where I am. I want to model the way by running our family operations with integrity and real care for the land and animals. I want to inspire a shared vision so other farmers, veterans, and young people can see that regenerative agriculture is possible and rewarding. I want to keep challenging the process by testing better ways to farm and market and by encouraging others to experiment too. I want to enable others by mentoring and sharing knowledge freely. And I want to encourage the heart by celebrating the hard work of farmers and reminding people why this work matters: feeding families, healing land, and strengthening rural communities. Key takeaways. So, what do I want you to walk away with? The five practices are practical tools, not just theory. Will Harris used every one of them, often without knowing the formal names, to save and transform his farm. Leadership starts with clear values. When you model the way and inspire a shared vision rooted in what you truly believe, people will follow you through uncertainty. Challenging the process is essential in agriculture right now because the problems we face demand leaders who are willing to experiment and adapt. Enabling and encouraging others multiplies your impact. No single farmer or leader can do it alone. And your leadership journey starts now, in your school, on the farm, and in every team you're part of. The main sources for this presentation are Kouzes and Posner's The Leadership Challenge, the White Oak Pastures website and story, and various interviews and articles featuring Will Harris on regenerative agriculture and farm transformation. Thank you for listening. I'm happy to take any questions,